was sort of wanted to do other new things. We were talking about doing some other Lovecraft, and so I wasn't really up for doing the sequel. But I think, I'm happy that Brian, picked up the torch and carried it on, and Brian really was the one that made this movie happen. So I wish he were here tonight, and he sends all his best, by the way.
Yeah, I'd like to give props and a shout out to the other great actors on the screen.
Absolutely.
David Gale,
I get to come up here and get all these cheers, and I just, hope someday, I truly feel Bruce Abbott is fucking great in this movie. He cares because of the bar is gorgeous, and Robert Sampson is just so brilliant in his transition, and you couldn't get a sleazier, more hideous villain than David Gale, God rest his soul, and Stuart's wife, Carolyn, plays the head doctor there.
The emergency room doctor.
Yeah, so.
Can you tell the audience, since David Gale's no longer with us, can you tell the audience a bit about him, maybe, Dr. Hill?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things about that David Gale told me when we were working on this was that he was the model for Dudley Do-Right. Literally, he knew the artist who created Dudley Do-Right. And if you look at David Gale in the profile, it's Dudley. It really is. But he...
they don't know who Dudley is.
Oh, of course.
the great Canadian mountain.
The Canadian mountain.
Don't worry now, I'll save you. Yeah, that movie just twisted my world. Are you kidding? I mean, it was the first movie that I did where I really had a good and juicy part, and it really did sort of send me my trajectory as an actor into horror, and wound up getting to work with Stuart and a lot of other people over the years because of it. So it's been a blessing, but it's also, I have to say, been a bit of a frustration for me because I sort of pride myself on being more versatile than that. It's nothing against the genre at all. I love it. But, it's like going to a smorgasbord and they tell you you can only eat the meat. You love me in DS9. There you go.
Yeah, how limited is that? He's played at least three aliens, three different kinds of aliens. I mean, that's
six. Okay.
Six.
Well,
I think the best way is to see it live, absolutely.
People up there can't hear these questions.
So he was asking about Edgar Allan Poe.
Nevermore.
Nevermore, the play that we're going to be performing tomorrow night. And it really is. It came out of an episode that we did for the Masters of Horror of The Black Cat. And Jeffrey played Edgar Allan Poe. And when I was on the set with him, I was really feeling like I was hanging out with Poe. He was so amazing. He was like, this was not Jeffrey Combs, this was Poe. And I thought if there would be a way to share that live experience with an audience, what a great thing that would be. And so Nevermore was the result. And I think if you come and see it, you'll have to agree that it really is that Jeffrey channels Poe. It's an amazing performance.
Well, I hope you do come and see it. It does my heart good to do it. Both Stuart and I started in the theater before we started this journey in film, so it's a lovely thing to be back.
And Dennis Paoli wrote the
script.
With Edgar Allan Poe.
Collaboration. Yeah. So, as far as it being filmed,
maybe someday.
That'd be a cool idea, but
yeah. It would be nice. But seeing it live is really where it's at, I think. Yeah. And we're so.
Yeah, it's only 2 nights here. We hope that it's a number of nights in a number of different places.
We have a bunch of different places we're doing it. We're going to do it down in Austin, Texas, at the Alamo Draft House, which is kind of a cool venue, and and doing it near San Diego in December for a week run. So
we're hoping to take it around on tour, and we're so grateful for Mitch.
We got to take it to Baltimore in January in a chapel right next to where Poe was buried, which was.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Because you gave a great interview the other day.
Yeah, that was trippy.
Beautiful story.
Very, very powerful to be there, and humbling and intimidating because his grave was mere feet away, and in order to get to places, I had to go down in the basement of the church and walk through the basement, which, by the way, the church is raised, and there are graves, old graves under the church, as well as surrounding it. And I walked by Poe's grave on my way to places, and I kind of stopped and put my hand on the tombstone, and I swear to you, I heard, "Do it for Virginia," which was his wife's name, and I shit my pants. No, I didn't, but maybe it was my imagination, but it was quite moving. Doing the Black Cat and doing the stage play are totally different venues, really. Film and theater are different muscles.
Part of his versatility. I think if you see him live, watching Jeffrey live is a different experience. Watching him on the screen, of course, is spectacular, and as you just saw. But watching him live is really, in this particular, and it's him. It's just him and Paul on stage. It's spectacular.
You're on it, baby. It's you, and your adrenaline's running because there's no. Wait, can I do that again? No.
But Nevermore is kind of a sequel to The Black Cat. It takes place 3 years later, and it's set a year before Poe dies, and when he was doing those recitals, and we tried to kind of recreate what we could imagine would be one of Poe's recitals.
So an evening where he recites some of his poetry, reads one of his stories, and
goes slowly bad before the rest.
Yeah. Being Poe, he always had what he called the imp of the perverse, which was just when everything is going really great, you have to do something to screw it all up, which we can all relate to, I think. And that's what happens in this evening, is that Poe just starts making some big mistakes, and it turns into a train wreck.
And in our way, that's sort of the metaphor for really how his life was, so we kind of wanted to incorporate that kind of tragedy into the evening, too. So
but it's a heroic performance, and it's a real heroic, a real genius, one of the great geniuses of this continent's art, of literature. And it was a real pleasure working on it. Somebody over there, I think.
Actually, well, coming back to Re-Animator.
Yes, let's go back to Re-Animator.
I'm wondering, the lead actresses that wanted to be in the role when they did their audition, were they told beforehand about that sex scene, and what was the reaction? Did that turn some of them off?
Actually, I had cast a different actress before Barbara Crampton, and at the last minute, she got cold feet, or cold something, and she said, "I just can't do this." And we then had to go and replace her, and discovered Barbara, and I have to tell you that I cannot even remember the name of the original actress. So Barbara was, I think it was one of those things that was sort of meant to be.
How did you convince her to do the role?
I didn't really have to convince her. I think the thing about Barbara that's so wonderful, just like Jeffrey, is that she's an incredibly brave actress, and she likes to take chances. And she saw this as an opportunity. She said, "This is going to be the scene that people are going to remember," and she was absolutely right.
Yeah.
You guys haven't done any mediation
I got some here.
The agent. Yeah, well, that's a secret.
Actually, if you read Lovecraft's story, he almost gives you the formula for it. which is pretty interesting. The thing about Lovecraft that I've discovered over the years is that he really was a science fiction writer, and that all of his stories have a scientific basis. And he did an incredible amount of research, and so when he's describing West's reagent, he kind of lays it all out there for you. And when we were talking to doctors about, and pathologists about this movie when we were working on it, they all said, sure, we're working on something very much like this right now. And as a matter of fact, they just, there was an article that just said that they have broken the 6 to 12 minute limit, by the way. So there's been progress in that.
I need a pencil.